which we can get to right now. So I know I saw it, and Eric, you saw it. Steve, did you get a chance to see it?
I did not. Not for any. Just got a little busy this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked it way more than I expected because I was not as big on 2 and 3 because they're dealing with like Hitman Mazda dealerships and how the fucking economy of the hitmen work, and it was just convoluted to me. But this new one I thought was pretty solid. There was only really one thing you had to wrap your head around, which is there's bulletproof suits now, and that just enables us to do longer action scenes, so that's fine.
Yeah, the bulletproof suits I believe are introduced in previous movies, but this is like now they're really popular in this world. I feel like it was like a pilot program for some of the hitmen, but like, because there's some line about he gets some new suit made, I think in 3 or 2, and it's like blah 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 bulletproof fabric. But this is like we are using it a lot, and like if I do have to weigh a criticism on this movie, it's a little too Deus Ex fucking suit jacket. They basically because like he holds up, it's kind of like this, Steve. So he's like using it as a bulletproof vest a lot in the movie. They all are. It's not just John Wick.
Yeah.
So it allows you to kind of like have basically like sword fights, but you're shooting people.
Oh, actually, I put the code in before I came into this area, so I don't take damage. I don't take damage when I get shot.
It's in God mode. God damn it. But yeah, Larry Fishburne, fucking great. Not in it a ton, but Ian McShane boosted role. They're giving him a lot more to do, which is nice.
Ooh. Yeah, and it's a long movie, but I didn't really feel the runtime. I thought it really was well paced, all things considered.
I wasn't thinking about the runtime. I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom. I was actually kind of surprised. Saw it in a packed house on a Saturday morning. Not a lot of people getting up to go to the bathroom.
I did.
And
then I got another cocktail on my way back.
That rules, dude. I was just at an AMC, no booze.
Anybody? How did Lance Reddick, the fallen God King, fare in this one?
Not a huge role.
Not a huge role. No spoilers, but not a huge role. I thought, the fucking fights, man.
They're good. I like seeing some arrows. I love a good arrow.
You know what's kind of funny, Eric, is I was reminded of our little John Wick commentary out now on Patreon, because when I was watching 4 and they start using the arrows, there's a mention you have in that commentary about like if we went back in time to like prequel days, John Wick, like some ancestor of John Wick. I forget what the bit is, but you're like, oh, I guess they'd have to use arrows then or something. Boom, dude.
It'd be great.
The universe heard you. Here's the arrows. So totally awesome. We got to talk about him, man. Scott Adkins.
Yes,
Scott Adkins. Not a huge role, but
as a heavy-set German man.
He's so funny. It's so funny. The voice he's doing, really funny. And then he's also just doing amazing martial arts because he's an amazing martial artist. Totally fucking baller. Donnie Yen comes in here.
Yep.
As this character Kane, who's like another hitman friend of John Wick, Steve, and it's just great. It's kind of funny because wasn't he in Rogue One?
He is.
Yes.
Yeah.
He plays a blind guy in that too.
Yes.
So this character Kane is also a blind guy, but like seeing him do like all the like fighting with his like sword stick and stuff, it fucking totally kicks ass. He has a lot of good scenes with Hiroyuki Sanada, who's also in the fucking movie. Folks at home, if you don't remember him, he's the dude who played real life Scorpion in that Mortal Kombat movie. Among many other things. The dude's been
real life Scorpion.
Well, before the get over here days. But Donnie Yen and Hiroyuki Sanada have like scenes together. They fight each other, which is fucking awesome.
That's pretty dope.
You can kind of see in this movie how, and they're already doing it with the spin-off movie Ballerina that's coming out, but like you can see them in this making a really concerted effort to expand this universe, but it all feels expanded in a really interesting way. Like Shamir Anderson is another hitman in the movie, like a Mr. Nobody type character.
Yeah, like an Americana Western wear tracker kind of look, which is cool.
Yeah, which is, and I thought he was fucking great. And then, oh man, Steve, You're gonna be so psyched for Clancy Brown, dude.
Ooh.
He plays a
Yes.
character called the Harbinger. Oh fuck. I mean, it totally rules.
I mean,
Yes.
just even Clancy Brown saying Harbinger would give me an erection. So there
I'm
you go.
the Harbinger.
Yeah,
And then John Wick takes over France.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yes.
It was pretty sweet, man. We did a lot of shooting in Paris, and I was like recognizing places, including, this isn't a spoiler or anything, but there's an action sequence on the steps up to Sacré-Cœur, which Chelsea and I ascended those very steps. Doing it once almost killed us. John Wick's got to do it like 4 times in the movie for a hilarious, like, Buster Keaton-esque reason. I just got so tired watching this dude's poor legs pumping it up those stairs, man.
And quite an action set piece. The French put up more resistance against John Wick than Germany.
Hey-o!
There you go. You got to break the window with your blue card, dude.
I don't have the thing set up.
Oh man. Yeah, so it's tough, you know, I don't want to spoil anything for folks, but yeah, a lot of great set pieces. You see a new Hitman hotel in Osaka, Japan. Fucking gorgeous set design with all of that. It's just the craft of this. This is what I was kind of getting at. We were talking about like Shazam and whatnot, like the craft put into this movie. I'm not saying there aren't, you know, people that work hard on Marvel movies. Of course there are, but like these people who made this movie were given time by their fucking corporate overlords to actually make the movie
and doing actual stunts that maybe are enhanced by CG, but it's not the other way around. You know what I mean?
Because when you're making a movie, you're not making a franchise. And I mean, obviously it's a franchise, but like the idea is like, hey, let's get this one out, and then we'll make another one, and then we'll make another one, and then we'll make another one, as opposed to like, here's my fucking power. It's all about the PowerPoint now. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's not, it doesn't matter what the movie is. It's the PowerPoint that has all the movies on it. So who cares if you have enough time to make all those movies? I don't give a shit. Those all have to happen so that the PowerPoint is true.
Yep, exactly. So it turns out we didn't have to lie to all the fucking nerds at Comic-Con, and then they're going to yell at us on the internet. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you can just feel that this, and you know, you fucking listen to interviews with, you know, Stahelski and Keanu himself and the stunt team and everything. Like, they don't make these movies unless they have the story, they really want to do it, and they can take the time to do it right. And I'm sorry, it just fucking pays off.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it's just a better made movie than probably all of those Marvel movies.
Well, you never have to rush a sequel. Like, people are going to remember what John Wick was. People are going to remember, well, maybe not Shazam, but, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, people will remember, and that's the thing, right? You know, things come up, life happens, shit happens, and maybe it's not the best idea in the world to have a huge PowerPoint presentation that's like, hey, this one person's going to be in all of our movies in the next 10 years. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
you do know what I know what you mean, dude.
Like,
I know what you mean.
So let's just make one at a time. And like, even with this, of course they get bombarded with, is he going to be a chapter 5? And it's like, well, there's a Continental TV show that I learned is a prequel set in New York in the 1970s, which you bet your ass I will watch.
Can I say one thing about the John Wick stuff? I like John Wick 1. I like 4. I wasn't as crazy as 2 and 3. I think I feel like some of those lean too hard in on the world. And I think if you lean too hard in on the world, you are just making Kingsman now.
Yeah. I can totally see that. I think what's interesting is like 2 and 3, there's a lot of energy spent on explaining that stuff, like explaining the world. And Eric, I would guess that's why 4 works for you better, because they're not explaining anything. You've seen those other movies and you know how all that shit works more or less. So, when he gets into the whole, thing with the Marquis de Gramont, and that's like all of that stuff with these marquees, that's like the new sort of info that you get about this world, but it's not a ton. So all that other stuff, like the money and everything, it's present, but we're not explaining it.
4 almost feels like a classic action movie where it's like, yes, there's a flamboyant villain. I don't need to know how he does his laundry. I enjoy the villain for being the villain,
Yeah, totally. So I feel like we could be on John Wick all fucking day here, but we